Yo, now it's the Red Blue Podcast crew. Reviewing flicks, both old and new. Red and blue, not political. Nah, man, chill. It was Marvel versus DC till we lost that thrill. Don't stress the episode, don't ask the season. We double up franchises, don't ask for a reason. He's got rules that nobody gets. His takes on movies, they're wild as it gets. He's got Super Bowl Mac and Gray by his side. Trying to keep it sane while they're in for the ride. Both these measures are out of control, but in the end he's got the final role. Yeah, that Blue Podcast, come check the scene. Movies old and new, know what I mean?
And we are live talking about the MCU. How are you, Matt?
I'm fine. Happy to be there. And you, Muti?
I am doing great, and I am very excited to talk about these two TV shows. We already covered in the past Agatha All Along when the TV show just came out, but now we talk about WandaVision and Agatha All Along again, once again. I am very excited about that discussion. Maybe we will have a cameo of someone at some point if we are lucky. With that being said, let's start with WandaVision because this is what started Disney Plus and their platform. So, what did you think of WandaVision?
Yeah, this was the first Marvel TV show from Disney after Disney canceled all other TV show on all other platform, like all the Marvel Netflix TV show like Daredevil, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, etc. And other stuff like Cloak and Dagger, The Runaway, The Gifted, Legion. Disney decided to focus with all this all character on one place, Disney Plus, and the one TV show to start that was WandaVision. So a big hype when the show was announced and was released. I was curious to see the vision of Disney for a TV show in the universe of Marvel. And as today, WandaVision is one of the best TV shows Disney has created. This TV show has so creativity in it that amazing to see. Time to time, I go back on YouTube to see some a scene of the TV show because this TV show is so creative on so many ways. The few 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes, the few start episodes are so creative to mimic all typical sitcom show like Stanfield, The Office, Modern Life, etc. And I love that. And you have a great character in it, Scott Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, and Paul Bettany are perfect as a couple, as Vision and Scarlet Witch. And the evolution of the character of Scarlet Witch is so emotional in this TV show. She have a tragic background in the movie and the Age of Ultron and etc. But in this movie, you see how she's messed up. She's not a light character. This character is complex. She suffers so many things, and she tried to be happy, but the life don't give it to her. So she create the life for her, and that's the start of the TV show. She create the own city for her, and Elizabeth Olsen.
Westview.
Yes, Westview, and Elizabeth Olsen is so perfect in it, so emotional. I love it. I like this arc she had and the end is so heartbreaking when she decided to end all of it and just leave. But you have this post-credit scene when you see she have the dark hole now and she tried to get back this kid she have created in the TV show. And Paul Bettany is touching as Vision. He's funny. More funny in it and other stuff he had done so far because he play a droid, a robot, and the robot has not emotion, but in this version he more human, he more funny to follow. I like that. And the other character in it are very interesting. You have Kathleen Han play Agatha. She's super perfect in the role. She's evil, but not too much. She try to be she funny too, And when you have the reveal of this identity, the scene is so funny. You have many seconds in background, and she says Agatha All Along. That the name of the spin-off she have, and the character. I like the character. I love more the character after I see this spin-off she have. Because you understand why she is like that in the WandaVision TV show and in this spin-off. She's same as Scarlet Witch. She's a broken character. She tries to be happy, but she can, and I like that. And you have the return of Kat the Nine. She was the best friend of Jane Foster in the Thor movie, and she back as scientific to understand what the going with the Westview. I like that. She's a funny character, and I like the actress. And I was happy to see. I was happy to see her again, and that build the TV show in all the universe of Marvel. I like that. Same for Randall Park. He played back Jimmy Woo. He was introduced in the Ant-Man movie, and now he's here to same as the scientific to understand why the city is fucked up. And you have a new character, a new heir, and she after that will become central in the Marvel movie. The Monica Rambeau, played by Diona Paris. Interesting character. You see an evolution of this character. She started as a sword agent with traumatized because she was blip, and when they returned, she lost this mother, and now she tried to focus on work. And then in the TV show, she discovered she has a big purpose to do in the universe, and she become an ally to Captain Marvel, and she in the Marvel movie. I like the character, and the actress is good in it. And for final actor I want to talk is Evan Peter. He have a little cameo, I will say, in this TV show. When you see in first, he's play a Quicksilver, because in the X-Men universe he play Quicksilver, and that reference there. But in the end, he's not play the real Quicksilver, but just a mischief by Agatha to trick Scarlet Witch. But that's funny to see that people when see that back then, and me, I think that the multiverse of Marvel will start with that. That's just that was not the case with this TV show, but Evan Peter is great in it too. This one not big, but he played perfectly this version of Quicksilver, and he worked great with Elizabeth Olsen. I feel this TV show is so unique for a Marvel TV show. I see a bunch of them when I'm younger and today, and this one is so unique for the creativity, the concept behind. You follow a couple inside a fake sitcom in the real city, and each episode the style change, and after a few episodes the reality come back, and the reality is dark and messed up, and the conclusion is heartbreaking. And the second dead, I would say, of Vision is very touching. But you have a new Vision, White Vision, in the late 2000, and I think in November, December, we have the third show, Vision Quest, conclude this trilogy with WandaVision and Agatha All Along. The complete trilogy will be with Vision Quest at the end of the year. I'm hyped to see that. But I think this, like I said, this show is one of the best I do so far. Maybe top one, maybe top two. I'm not sure yet. I need to think more about that. But I like the concept. I like this TV show is connect so many stuff on Marvel, and it is some stuff for the future. Like this TV show is the teaser for Doctor Strange 2 and for the Marvel movie. It worked better for the Doctor Strange 2. The Marvel is just for one character basically, but I like the idea to connect this stuff like that. Today Disney decided not to do that anymore really. With this TV show, people are not like the concept to see many TV show before go to see a movie, and I noticed that way. For a true fan like me, is more add-on, more stuff to create a more large universe, and I love that. And WandaVision was perfect for what it is. And yeah, I want to see more, and I see more with Agatha All Along, and I want to see more with Vision Quest. But yeah, great TV show, one of the best TV show of Marvel. Because before that, we have some interesting show like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Legion, but we have other stuff kind of bad like The Gift, The Runaway,
Cloak and Dagger was bad.
Cloak and Dagger.
I wanted to like Cloak and Dagger. The idea was very nice, but I just don't think they had anything working well for them.
It's a fraternity because these two characters was very interesting in the comic. I know them for many comic I read, and the duo has interesting story to follow. But the TV show, I think it was too,
well.
the show was too teenager for this own purpose, like Inhuman TV show. Another example, the comic is interesting, the character is interesting, but the TV show failed to create this unique universe with this unique character of Marvel. But now with more concentration, like Disney want to, concentrate all this TV show on one place and one direction, and that help for some point, that not help for other thing, but globally everything work. All TV show are at least okay, and many of them are great. Like WandaVision is a great TV show, and I happy this new version. I'm sad because when Disney decided to do that, he canceled Daredevil, he canceled Jessica Jones, he canceled Legion. Back then I was very sad about
Legion
that.
was actually ended on their own term. They didn't want to do a fourth season with Legion.
Legion is supposed to be more longer, but when he announced that the show can do that, the creator decided to cut the story to finish with the third season. But originally he's supposed to have more season, but
Really?
you have the chance to complete the story. That's not the case for other TV show like The Gifted, Runaway, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, etc. Now they will have a new TV show, but Legion have a good conclusion. But back then he's supposed to have more stuff. But Legion was a unique Marvel TV show to Discovery. If you never see that, very good.
I love that one. It's my favorite Marvel TV show.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. I'm happy to
I will say this: like, I'm surprised they were talking about it being longer than 3 seasons. I will be honest. Even if I adored it and I liked it, I was satisfied with the third season. So I don't know how they could have made it work with the fourth season. I don't know. But anyway, that was a fun show.
Yeah, like I say, the show was a chance to conclude. Don't you have a good conclusion? It's different when you have not conclusion to the TV show. But I understand. But yeah, and I'm curious to hear you about this TV show because this is so great. And when I say something great, you don't like that. So tell me, Multi.
I am 5 years too late because I didn't see WandaVision when it came out. And I will be honest, at that point, I was kind of tapped out of the MCU because I was disappointed in Black Widow, and I only heard bad stuff about WandaVision. That's why I didn't really watch WandaVision at that point. But now for this show, I ended up watching WandaVision, and I feel so stupid because I love this TV show a lot.
Great.
And it rise up really as one of my favorite MCU related TV show. Actually, one of my favorite Marvel TV show overall. I'd say Legion, I liked it more. Daredevil from Netflix, I liked it more. And I will also say Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is quite solid up to now. But WandaVision is among the heavy hitter. I think it beats most of the other Marvel TV show that are out there, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good depiction of the quality of that TV show. I was hooked from start to finish. And as I am right now watching most of these MCU TV shows I missed out on, I realized that one, the WandaVision TV show, had the best pacing. Because next week we talk about Lucky, and the pacing wasn't there. And I can tell the same about what I remember from other TV shows. Like, unfortunately, Miss Marvel. I thought Miss Marvel had great ideas. I enjoyed some of it, but I don't think the execution was good. I thought the pacing was trash. But yeah, as I am rewatching the MCU, I think WandaVision is a standout TV show when it comes to pacing. Uh, it's far better than most of the others that came after. Um, Now let's get into my favorite and my least favorite episode. So my favorite episode was the seventh episode. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I just loved it a lot. And I also think the finale was a great second place. But the seventh episode, I enjoyed it. I was sold. At that point, I was like, this is hands down one of the best thing Marvel has put out there. Um, and my least favorite episode of the Wanda TV show was the sixth episode. And it's kind of interesting because I still gave a very high note because I still liked it. The weakest episode for me of the Wanda TV show was the 8 out of 10 because that was a great one. And you can have the gist of my overall score for most of these episodes just based on that statement. Now, I will say overall, the dialogue was lackluster, and I admit lots of it throughout the season got under my skin. And in most of the episode, my issues were the dialogue or some of the humor, and that was really one of the worst part of the show overall. I thought it wasn't on par with like some of the ideas the show pushed. That being said, the TV show was still very enjoyable with a stellar cast and enjoyable story and characters. The pacing felt perfect, great experience overall. Episodes were consistent, and most of said episodes were top tier, giving great rewatch value. The lore and the magic were great, and I just love the Wanda Vision TV show, and I'm excited about Vision Quest. I don't know when it comes out. Do you know when it comes out?
I think November this year. It will be the last show for this year for Marvel. Because before that we have Marvel Zombie season 2, I think, and now we have Daredevil, and I think is all for this year. I think.
We also have a Punisher special in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly, and yeah, exactly.
I'm covering Daredevil Born Again with the Dragon in 2 weeks. When the Punisher comes out, we will cover episode 7, 8, and the overall season. So if you want to be on the show with us, let me know. We will talk about that. But Daredevil Born Again is great. So to get back to WandaVision, I liked it. It was a great season, and I thought we could do something special and interesting this week because we only have two shows to talk about, and one we already talked about in length when it came out. I remember having a discussion with you and Dre about Agatha. So now the very interesting part will be reacting to some, and I rarely say some because we won't cover the entire page, but we will cover some of the comments on Rotten Tomato from the people that did speak about WandaVision. Do we agree with them or not? So I got it ready. I will screen share. There we go. There we go. WandaVision. Boom. And then after that segment, we will share our grade out of 10 for WandaVision because I think we talked in length about it. And again, I think WandaVision is amazing. So I cannot wait to read some of the comments people add on WandaVision. So the critic score was 92 and the audience was 88. How do you feel about these scores?
That makes sense, but I will say something for the start. I'm not a fan of Rotten Tomato. I think is not a good place to check the critic for movies. Okay, for for a large view, but I prefer MDB or other stuff than this one. But I understand why you use Rotten Tomato, and the score feel right for this case. The one reason is for me is like a minimum like a 9 of 10 for the show. So yeah.
I feel you, and I see Rotten Tomato as a tool and as a window to other people' opinion. Now, again, I strongly believe people should make their own opinion and they should watch stuff instead of just saying, "Oh, it's good" or "it's bad," and I'd say it's just a tool to read the room and to see how people feel about something. That's how I use Rotten Tomato usually, and I think it should be how we use it.
Yeah, it makes sense. But when I was sure before listen something, this thing is very bad. I look up example the MDB or letterboxd, and in the ranking is so low. Normally, I not take time to look the movie or the TV show, and I don't like lost my time for bad stuff. But when the cut the ranking is like a middle, I try. But you have so good stuff to listen, so I try to skip the bad stuff. That's why I use MDB and Letterboxd for that.
That's interesting. So I just realized we needed to click somewhere else to have the critiques. Perfect. Critic consensus. Part loving homage to TV history. Part of Kittler mystery. WandaVision is a wonderfully weird and strikingly bold step into the small screen for the MCU, and a perfect showcase for Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany. Would you agree with the consensus people had over it?
Yeah, that makes sense. The show is so unique. Yeah, you have a part of weird, crazy stuff in it, and part of mystery with a big image, like I said before, of many sitcom. And so yeah, that makes sense.
Perfect. So let's move to some of the comments. Again, we will only cover a few comments to make it special and interesting. So the first comment from a critique this time around, Zaki Hassan with a fresh score. We don't have a grade, we just have a fresh score. So that means the person liked it. Marrying spectacle and emotion for a show that does credit to both its format and its franchise. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I think this issue is a great example of what the MCU is capable of. So yeah, I agreed with this sentence. And the thing with the spiritual stuff is great emotion, and this one creates so many emotion with it. So yeah, I agree.
Well, I also agree. I will say again, I think the format was perfect, and I thought it was one of the best Marvel media out there. So coming next, Alison Erman, The Ringer, another critique, another fresh score, no grade. Disney first MCU series avoids an on-the-nose approach to depicting a woman with superpowers, something other franchises in the genre have long struggled to do. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, the one thing about the sparrow stuff on cinema and TV is the way to create a tasting superior character, and you have bad example like Supergirl, Catwoman, Elektra, and this TV show is a perfect example that you can do it. You can create a tasting superior character with a woman, and Sky Witch was a good source to do that. Same with Jessica Jones before with the Netflix. So I agreed with that.
Amazing. And now I will welcome the Doberman because he has seen the show and that's someone
yeah.
in our circle. Thank you for joining
Oh
us.
yeah, I've seen it. Oh, and
So
I
will
know
ask
lots
you.
of people. Actually, a lot of people I know didn't like it, but they all the nitpicking.
Okay.
I like it because it is an actual comic book show. When I read old comic books, crazy shit like that was happening, and when you have one-off like series of like 8 comic books where it's just supposed to be something crazy is happening, They just want to get through this craziness, and then at the end, you walk away. It's like, yes, this is what I want. This is what comic book stories should be about. Like, can we just not have like an entire cinematic universe built around all of this shit where everything has to interact and silly things are going to happen, and then you have to build continuity around it. Oh God, it just becomes so fucking complicated that no writer can actually build something that they want to build without like all these pitfalls and all these like hurdles that they have to get over to actually tell their own story. And I know that Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy said that when Disney bought Star Wars. But come on, let's just have some fun standalone stories, please, please, please. And WandaVision was really fun until the very last 10 minutes of the last episode, because it was stupid. It was fucking stupid. But I'll just ignore that.
Why would you say it was stupid? I'm just curious because I adored the last episode.
Mike. Am I getting echo?
Nope.
No.
Okay, good. Okay. For some reason, my headphones stopped working. I don't know why. Because the way that they tried to make Wanda sympathetic, and she was totally fucking evil. The entire point of the story was to build her up into being the most evil person you could possibly imagine, and have ending a story with the main character being evil and just being the worst person is not a bad thing. We can have that. Some great stories are like that.
Have you seen Legion in the past?
Yes. Oh yeah.
They turned the main character as a bad guy, you know?
Yes. Oh, I'm very aware. And you know what? I have lots of his comics, and I have on my wall. I can't show them because they're behind my monitor. But I have what ifs. What if Legion turned good? What if Legion had not created what's it called? I can't see it right now. God damn it! What if Legion had not killed Magneto?
Oh, that's interesting.
There's so many good stories that where bad guys. Oh God, yeah. I could just talk for hours about this, but let's just keep going on what you guys are talking about. Let's keep on target.
Well, thank you very much for sharing. Now, I will ask you this before we continue on the Rotten discussion. I will ask you this. Have you seen Agatha All Along?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
So that's the next topic right after. I'm excited. After we are done with Wanda, we talk about that. I'm excited because I had Matt's opinion in the past. We did like a 2-hour video with Dre.
Oh, you did?
And
cool.
Yeah, but it's old. It's like when the show came out. So it's like a new take, a new discussion about Agatha right after. So now I guess we will continue with Wanda because it's kind of important. Now we will read 2 other from the critics, and then we will look at the audience because I do think the audience is also important. They may not be the credential people or the important folks in the medias, but they are still people, you know, and their opinion matters. So I like that first of the last 2 critique, Chris Tuckman. I like it because he gave a B, and that's a fresh score. And now we got a actual number to the grade, and he is saying a very compelling mystery. So I will ask the panel, do we agree with that person?
I hate Chris Stuckman for so many different reasons, but I'm not gonna dislike him for this. He just kept it as like he just said, it's very compelling mystery, and didn't elaborate. So I don't care.
Nice take. I like it. As of me, I agree with that person, but I feel like it lacks a bit of details on his thoughts. Matt, anything else you'd like to add on that comment?
The critique is too short to say something about it. Like, sorry, what's his name?
Chris Stuckerman.
No, the two member of the podcast,
Doberman.
Like Doberman say, you have right as a very compelling mystery, but you can see, yes, the response is fair, but it's not. You need to tell more about the stuff to be tasting.
Let me just say this bluntly: it's almost like an IGN review. you just give it. I'm just giving it a 7.5. I liked it. And then Chris, you've been on YouTube for like 13 years. You review virtually every movie, and you do videos on virtually every movie that comes out. And your review is a very compelling mystery.
Amazing.
Well, thank you very much, Chris.
That was a well-informed opinion.
That's like getting a blowjob where the girl looks at your penis and goes, "Good," and then walks away. It's like, whoa. That's not a review. That's not a blowjob. Sorry.
That's Doberman for you. A unique guest I enjoy having on
I see that. Okay.
Coming next, Ryan Okisa. Another Sign Gang critique with a 4 out of 5, so that'd be 8 out of 10. And he says Marvel is very limiting as a studio, but in the moments that they allow creator to do something even remotely creative, refreshing, and out of the box, it can make those properties really stand out. WandaVision is a prime example of that. Any thoughts on that? Starting with Matt this time around.
I don't agree with the first sentence. Marvel is not a limiting studio. The problem is not Marvel. The problem is the Disney behind and the vision of Kevin Feige. At some point, he tried to create the replica, the same formula again and again, and that's not a good thing to do on too much. And he have done that too much. That's not a problem of the limiting creativity or the thing like that. But other than that, I agree with all he's saying. This critique that makes sense. The show was so unique, it's so out of the box, like he said, and prove that you can again create something unique with the superhero genre, and I agree.
I will also add this. Again, I think the thinking outside the box made that experience so fun and fresh to me. As someone that's seen so many comic book related TV shows and movies, coming into that one, I expected something, and I didn't get what I expected. I got something better, and that's what happens when you are good at doing something outside the box, outside the formula that your studio or that your producer is making. So now I will ask the Doberman. Any thoughts on that critique?
Oh, you're gonna. Okay, so Marvel should be more limiting, but at the same time, they should act like a chef in like a 1-star called kitchen, where you have a certain menu, and then you let your chefs like figure stuff out and work behind the scenes and go, this will be good, this will be good, this will be good, and then all the other chefs come together and go, I don't know if that's good, maybe you should change this or this, and then you try to set something else out that you can put it on the menu. But there should be a fucking menu. There should, like, the first 2 phases of Marvel, which were great because they were taking you in a direction. Even though there were some stinkers, they took you in a direction where they knew where they were going. Marvel needs to know where they're going, and they need to limit their scope, because right now YouTube, like, critiques from like Drinker, Nerdrotic, Mauler, all these other people are gonna tank your favorability for the normie audience, because they are the normal people. People aren't going to CNN or to these other people for movie reviews anymore. So they want something that they can hold on. And you can see that from like Hot News or from like Night of the Round, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, where when something good comes out, oh my God, hey, let's go see this. It doesn't cost a lot of money, and it's great just because it's simple and it just takes care of all of the stuff that we need. But for me, because I like crazy shit, I really like crazy shit. If you saw my comic book collection, you'd be like, this is insane. I really liked WandaVision because it was crazy. And I didn't know what was going to happen. It just kept going beat for beat. Every time I watched it, it was like, oh my God, this is wow. Okay. What's going to happen next? And until the end, until the very, 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 very end, I was very happy. I was very happy. And it's a prime example of, like he's saying, it's a prime example of just let them go. When you know when somebody's confident with the story that they're about to tell, and they go, I got something for you, and I think this will be great.
I will piggyback on something you said just before we move on to the next few bunch of comments from the audience this time around. So I will add this. I agree with you. Like a lot of the voices out there that review and critiques media, and especially in the culture war aspect, they will tear apart your product if you don't really work on it. And that's why it's tanking. That's why a lot of people tapped out of the MCU. That's why I don't think they make as much money as they used to. There's also inflation. There's a lot of factors. But I think when people out there are not enjoying it, and people hear these critiques as much as they are good or bad critique.
Yeah, you check out.
Yeah, some people check out. I got a friend that really hates the woke stuff, and he's like, I tapped out at that point in the MCU, and I'm like, oh, cannot blame you. Like, maybe you should try some of the things. He's like, no, I checked out, and who can blame him? I don't necessarily agree with that person, but that's the reality of many people. And
I really want to go on a little side tangent just for like 30 seconds. But Supergirl, one of my favorite DC characters of all time. She's a beautiful girl. She's super like over the top, impulsive. She's like your teenage daughter. And you can kind of like just see where she's going to go with stuff. I really hated that they let her go onto the woke talking points during interviews and going, yeah, she's not going to be like other girls. It's like, it's okay. Shut up. Just talk about how good the movie's going to be. You're taking the movie on your own. I want to go see this. I'm not even going to listen to Mahler and all the critics. I'm going to actually go see it and love it to death. Also, Lobo, one of my favorite DC characters of all time. Number 2 DC characters of all time.
Number 2 for Lobo, damn. Okay.
Yeah, Lobo's fucking awesome.
I agree with you.
Cool. He's cool, but man,
he's crazy though. You'll understand. I'll try to explain my mindset on that. But I love the crazy characters.
I will add some pushback a little bit, and I'll also tease that. In June, we will cover the new Supergirl movie for one of the shows on this channel, and I'm very excited about it. Now, the pushback I will have is the Maulers and the Nerdrotic. I think there was a point they were really comic fan and that kind of stuff, but I think at some point when they are captured by the culture war,
correct,
they kind of forget where they came from, and
correct,
they don't necessarily read new stuff, and I think that's an issue there, because now they will comment on Supergirl that's based on Woman of Tomorrow, and I did read Woman of Tomorrow, and it's one of my favorite comics out there. I really liked it.
I have Woman of Tomorrow, and the artwork is so good, bro. The art, page 3 of the first issue. Yeah, it's so good.
I will be honest. I was kind of worried about the tone and parts of what the trailer teased for the movie. But I like the comics so much that I'm still very excited, and I cannot wait to watch it.
I will see it in the theater. It'll be one of the first movies I see in the theater since Doom 2.
Wow. Again, I'm someone that really like the comics, so don't let me down on that one. But that's the teaser. We will talk about that. Now, in already 2 months. It's coming fast.
I know, June.
Yeah. So now that the tangent is kind of done, we will read some of the other comments.
That's a lie. I said Dune 2 was not the last movie I saw in theaters. I saw F1.
Oh, interesting. F1 was well received.
Yeah,
it was great. I saw it in IMAX. It was fan-freaking-tastic.
Oh yeah, I agreed.
Amazing. The next comment, RFF with a 10 out of 10. My favorite comfort show, powerful woman seeking connection and confronting her trauma in a world that can only be vilified. Any thoughts on that?
What? Press Seymour. Press Seymour right now.
Really?
I need to see that.
Okay, let's do this.
Come on. I need to see that. Press Seymour.
It's just
In a world that can only vilify her for it. She vilifies herself by kidnapping an entire town.
She's a bad woman, guys.
She kidnaps and tortures an entire town for 3 months. Oh my God. And the children had to stay in the closet and piss and shit themselves without food for 3 months.
Right.
I know. See, the fucking, like, they didn't watch it's almost like they didn't watch the show. They watched, like, they watched it on 2 times speed and were doing other things while just watching it in the background. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Do you know what? It's awesome that happened. It is great that happened because it made her so crazy. You had to just go, holy fuck. This woman is insane, and she's insanely powerful. She needs to be either put down, or there has to be measures
punishment
created against her. That's a good thing. It creates conflict. That's what good story building is creating conflict and how you try to solve it. And you don't have to solve it, but it's how you try to solve it that makes the rest of the story. Oh, God damn it.
I feel you, man.
Hate these. But reviews being this short, sometimes you lose the nuance in maybe what they were thinking, and they were just trying to put it out into a quick glib. And, okay, out there. And 5 stars? 5 stars.
That's close to my score. We will go over our scores.
And it's RT362655540. Totally legit. If somebody responded to me on Twitter with that name, I would totally think that wasn't a bot.
Another RT. I think it's just because they are the audience.
Oh, look, there's another RT. 48704883 next to it.
And that one is in Spanish, so I guess we skip on that one. But he gave half a star. So SS, so more than just a Marvel show. This one is one of the best captures of film study ever put to screen. A wonderful way to consolidate. See more. Consolidate
50 years.
Year of the TV sitcom pop culture.
Oh yeah, you're right. Into a few episodes. Watch this for a homage to some of the biggest TV shows of each decade, and I appreciate the incredible detail each episode has. Wow, that's a very lengthy one. He gave it 11 out of 10. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, and that's true. Do you know what? They had audio shifting in it because I was watching it on I have a DJ setup, and it's all going through my mixer and then through my big huge amp and everything's going to different speakers and stuff. It was really well done where it would give you one side for Wanda's speech and the other side for Vision's speech, where you get left for Wanda and right for Vision. That I remember that very vividly. I actually remember watching that with Kira, and she was like, "Why is the sound so weird?" That they must have obviously done it intentionally, and it did sound weird and cool at the same time.
For those who don't know, that's your dog, right?
Kira is my daughter.
Oh, daughter.
Hera is my dog. Hera wasn't
okay.
alive when WandaVision came out. Lucifer
Okay.
was my dog at the time.
Okay. Well, do you agree with that comment on the TV show, Matt?
Yeah, I think pretty much the same. The TV show used the old audio and all the format of image to illustrate the evolution of time of all this TV show. And it's a unique idea to do for the kind of TV show. So the critique made sense.
Amazing. So the last comment we are covering for the WandaVision show, Andrew H. With a 4.5 a star, so that'd be a 9 out
And
of
of course,
10.
he says it's a movie.
This movie is also a Marvel sitcom action adventure starting off as 55.
That some I see that often when I read critic, particularly English critic. Some viewers say a mini series as a movie
Oh, okay.
because there are no more. You have like a few episodes, and when you combine each of them, it's like a movie. So many critics say that it's not a
Okay.
good.
I'll go with you on that. Okay.
Yeah.
I also go with you on that, Matt, because if you look at the runtime, this one was like half an hour to 40 minutes an episode, so that'd be like a 4-hour movie.
Dude, I was counting at the what's it called? The credits at the end were 7 minutes.
Yeah.
7-minute credits. So
that's the usual thing with
if it's 23 to 25 minutes, okay, it's like 19 minute episodes, barely 20 minutes that you going through all 9 episodes or 10 episodes, sorry. Going through all 10 episodes, 20 minutes each. Okay, that's a movie. That is a movie. Come on.
Yeah. That's the point.
I agree with that. I'd even say it's the formula in a lot of these TV shows now. The end credits are very long. Like look at The Boys, it's very long.
Oh my God,
Star Trek Born Again, very
Star
long.
Trek STD. The opening is 8 minutes, and they have to show off 27 producers, and each producer gets 6 seconds. 6 seconds in your intro.
It's like showing up. I'm there. I exist.
It's like, oh my God! And you barely did anything. Shut the fuck up! You barely did anything. You were just there to do free blow. You were getting Paramount was giving you free blow. You all of a sudden everyone had $100,000 worth of blow, and okay, guys, guess what? We're gonna make a show.
So now
let's do this.
We entered the closing toss on WandaVision before jumping into Agatha All Along. So I will ask the Doberman first. What would be your grade out of 10 for WandaVision?
I'm going to give it exactly the same grade I gave Game of Thrones, because the same amount of time, like compressed, awesome, the beginning, great. You didn't know what was going to happen. You were always thinking and trying to like blank out, mute out any of the all the people online saying, "Oh, this is going to happen," and this. Shut the fuck up. I think it was for its time and what it did. It was really, really good. I'm going to give it a 7.8.
Interesting. What about you, Matt?
I will be more generous with my grade. I think like I say, is one of the best Marvel TV show up there. and the movie and the movie, the TV show. This TV show, I'm not issue with this TV show. The casting is perfect, the story is perfect, the creativity is so awesome, so off the box, like we said before, and this TV show is connected to so many stuff and create so many new stuff. I like that. So for me, I would say it's an easy 9 of 10 for WandaVision. Yeah, and you, Mutti?
I am very close to you, Matt, but I'm a bit higher. 9.7. Because
Oh my God.
I adore that thing. Like, these episodes are great. My least favorite episode was the 8 out of 10, and really my only issue I had throughout the season, and again, it wasn't every single episode, but I'd say most of the issues that were recurring was really like some of the dialogue was off-putting for me, and it got under my skin. But it's, again, some scenes
happens.
here and there, and I think some other shows did it far worse, like Loki next week. But
Loki,
We're going to talk about Loki next week.
yeah,
Loki,
I need to be talking with you guys about that too.
amazing. So that's 5 p.m. Eastern time next Tuesday. That's
Okay.
Loki season
Eastern
1
time.
and 2.
Come on,
Yeah.
you guys need to get into the proper time. It's called Pacific time.
Oh, I suck with time zones. I just make it clear.
Hey,
but-
nobody's forcing you to not live there.
But anyway, this was to talk about WandaVision. So now I guess we dive deep into Agatha All Along. And this is the warning, because this is a more recent TV show. We will spoil the entire thing. And that's a sequel, a follow-up to WandaVision. And I will let this time around, because Doberman wasn't there for Wanda, or I should say early Wanda. So you will be the first one to open the show on Agatha All Along. What did you think of Agatha All Along?
Okay, the main character, woman. I can't remember her the actress's name.
Kathleen Han.
I've had a crush on her for a long time, just because she's super goofy, and some of her roles are she just goes hard. She just goes, like, she eats the scenery. She wants I can't remember, it was What Is Love? Baby Don't Hurt Me. Night the Roxbury.
Yeah.
She becomes the main character's tries to become his wife, and she is just the most psychotic, silly woman you've ever met in your entire life. And I loved her for it, because she just plays every role that is insane seriously, and she does it so well. You look into her eyes, and and I know from my experience that she'd be awesome in bed. So I'm like, yes, okay, you got me. You know what? We're in our late 40s. You got me, girl. I'm doing this. You go hard into the craziness. Let's do this. But I also like Aubrey Plaza.
Oh yeah.
She's amazing.
They didn't give her a good role, and she can play fucking crazy and play with you at the same time. I didn't mind it, but it wasn't the role that they could have given her. Like, I won't spoil the ending of it, obviously, until we talk about the ending. The rest of the characters, okay, they're good bit characters, good comic book characters, other than the guy. The guy is the worst thing of the show. The boy who like, you don't know what the fuck's going on with him. All of his powers are just fucking up in the air, and oh my god, it's like comic relief that you didn't need, because you had all the girls were actually doing their own comic relief at the same time. So it seemed like they were trying to be like serious and too silly while being really serious at the same time. It's like, you can't do that. And that, in my mind, go comic book or be serious and make it a serious show. So you'll hear my rating at the end.
Amazing. So now I will ask Matt, what did you think of Agatha All Along?
I very like the show. I feel it's a perfect continuation of WandaVision, and then WandaVision. I really like the character of Agatha Harkness, played by Kathleen Han, and I some agreed with the woman. This actress, she have a talent to play crazy character, and she's beautiful actress. And I remember her in Park Rec sitcom. She has a small role, but she play a lawyer, and she's a very crazy lawyer, and she's very good at it. And I see her and other stuff, and each time she killing when she do some weird character, crazy character. She have talent to do that, and Agatha is perfect for her. And then the TV show creates something interesting with this character, like when the reason we are done with the Scarlet Witch. This time it was Agatha. You understand why she's crazy, why she's bad, and why she's so messed up as character. And I like that. My favorite episode is the flashback. I think it's the eighth episode where she have a flashback
Yeah.
where Agatha lost this kid and she become a bad witch. And I really like this episode. And this duo with Billy Maximoff and with the character played by Aubrey Plaza Rio. It worked perfect for me. I know I understand that Billy is the weak character in this, but he has interesting evolution because he full of trauma when he discovered the true identity, and he's connected to another character before in the WandaVision, and he have a purpose to find something, and I feel this is interesting. I don't think he's very great in the end in this TV show. I think the character is in the final fight is very cool. Yeah, comic accurate design, and I like that. When you have the same thing from some character, at some point you have the accurate comic costume for Scarlet Witch, Vision, and Quicksilver, and I like that. The same year. And Blue Plaza, sure, this role maybe not the bigger role in the Marvel, but is an interesting character to have, and she played the part perfectly. The character she play is something big. It's so much big, and in Marvel universe, and she played like it was simple character, and I like that. And she have this dark side, and at least it take to have a relationship. She have a relationship with Agatha. The two character are LGBT character, and a good thing to do with this character. I like that. You have not so much character like that in the MCU. So yeah, good thing to do with that. It's funny because in the comic, Dead love Deadpool and Thanos love Dead, and you have a triangle, love triangle between them. And funny to see. But then the MCU decide that Dead she love Agatha, and Agatha used to love Dead, and yeah, I think the story with that. I feel the TV show had not the perfect start, but the first episode is good. After that, you have a few episodes are very slow, and when the you understand why is about this TV show, the TV show is very good. The last three episodes are so perfect, so interesting. That's why I love the TV show. When I started the show, I was not sure, but in the end, when the last episode, I was convinced they won the best Marvel Disney TV show up there. And one of the reasons why I'm thrilled to see the third TV show about Vision Quest, and late in November, I think it was released to conclude this trilogy about Wanda. And so yeah, and I love this TV show, and I want to see more of this character. Unfortunately, the TV show doesn't work great, and you have a open ending in the end. I heard that the distribution does not have a second season, but maybe we can see this character other stuff. I hope so. So yeah, yes, Vision Quest is happening. If you
No, it's not.
No,
Oh, it's not happening?
The teaser is here. You can see the teaser. It was released, and the all the stuff was produced. You have a wiki page about the TV show. You have a teaser, and he released a late.
Okay.
So
When's the release date? When's the release date?
the release date is late 2006. But all the episode was produced. All the actor was there. Paul Bettany is back at Vision. One of the big news is that James Spader is back as Ultron. Interesting to see that. But the TV show is real. Is in the post production now. It was released in late this year. It was to be the last show for this year, and I want to see that to conclude this kind of trilogy. And this one would be about White Vision, and check to see that. So yeah. But yeah, Agatha Christie was a great surprise. Not big as was Wandavision, but a good continuity for me. And so yeah, I'm sad that the show has not worked as it was supposed to be. But yeah, a new multi.
That's interesting. I'm looking to it for Vision Quest. Doberman says it won't happen. I lean toward what are you saying, because I'm looking into it right now and it says TBA and it's never a good sign.
Yeah. The teaser was released, and you have the wiki page of the TV show. And Kevin Feige talked recently about this show, and the TV show is real. All the episode was produced. You have 8 episodes, I think, with the return of James.
80% does not mean it's actually going to come out nowadays. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of reasons where they can just go, we won't put this out, and they can take it as a tax write-off.
Kevin Feige recently said that it was the last TV show for 2006. So the show released this year.
Hopefully you're right, Matt, because I'm excited about it.
I would hope so too. I really hope so. But
yeah.
I've heard from other people that they just are there. They don't want to see it, and like the people who are actually paying for it are like, maybe we need to do reshoots, and so it might end up being pushed to 2027, or if it gets pushed to 2027, they just won't put it out. And if there's so much love for this is coming out at the end of the year. Why wouldn't they have like so much hype for it? Like, hey guys, here's 2 trailers. Here's a teaser.
No, the focus is for Daredevil. After that, other stuff will be come up. But for now,
and we've already seen this like 7 times in like from Disney properties, that stuff that they already had in process. They were like 50% done, and they're like, yeah, this isn't gonna work.
I have an example for you. Many people say that Iron Earth would never be released. The TV show was pushed for 3 or 4 years before it was released, and it was released in the end because Kevin Feige and Disney said that the show will be released, and it was after 3-4 years after the production. And it was released. I liked Iron Earth. I think the people don't like much this TV show, but I like Iron Earth. And I like I said, Vision Quest will be released. Supposed to be in the end of the year. We'll see.
See, and the other thing is the Daredevil show is barely getting watched, and nobody's talking about it. Have you guys watched the Daredevil show?
Yeah,
I'm watching it.
I follow each week, and I follow all the critics.
Yeah, it's you can't even, when you look at it on Twitter or on Facebook, anybody mentioning there's barely like 1,000 people talking about it.
Yeah,
and it's on right now.
And it's disappointing because I'd say season 2 was far better than 1.
Oh my god! Oh, the first 2 seasons of Daredevil were fucking amazing.
I love the
Netflix
best
Marvel properties.
I could not stand season 3 of the Netflix show, but I quite enjoyed the first 2 seasons.
Yeah. Because they were raw. They were just like, they were Daredevil.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to make like an entire universe around them. It
was just Daredevil. And
like
then
Daredevil story.
The Defenders.
It's almost like they should just do that with like Spider-Man or Batman and Superman, where it's just Superman and like, and watching the last Superman movie, it's like, okay, is this even a Superman movie? It's like,
Yes,
okay, whatever.
my
But
favorite.
let's keep going. Let's keep going on this. I don't want to go into the weeds on different shows.
Yeah. So I guess all along. So I will be honest. That was one of the few shows I watched as it was airing because I wanted to cover it, uh, and that was surprising because I missed out on a lot of TV shows from the MCU. Like most of Phase 4 TV shows, I missed out on. I've seen Moon Knight and She-Hulk. Oh, that was terrible. Miss Marvel, and I think that was it. That was something, and I get that all along. After She-Hulk was the only one I was really following week by week, and now I've rewatched it for this show tonight, and I will be blunt and honest. Despite a second viewing with a fresh set of eyes, I'd say my opinion pretty much remains the same as my first viewing. I will admit two things. Music and song did stick in my mind more than the first time. And the other thing, my second viewing was slightly more enjoyable now that I have seen WandaVision. Um, and because
Wait,
again,
you saw Agatha All Along
before
you saw
Yeah.
WandaVision.
yeah,
Yeah, Rudy is weird with that.
Okay,
I-
okay.
I was out of the loop with WandaVision. Again, I just like you, I had heard a lot of mixed thing about it. I had friends that liked it, and I had friends that hated it. And I had these molars and these nerdrotic that were like, that's crap. And like the EFAP, I was like, I did watch the EFAP, so I kind of knew what went down with WandaVision, but I didn't really experience the show on my own. And that kind of impacted my experience.
Oh,
That's
yeah, poisons the water. It totally poisons the water. That's
Yeah.
why it's hard to watch some critics now before watching the show.
And I will be honest now. I tapped out of the circle. I literally stopped watching their content because
Mhm.
as much as I agree with some of the things they are doing, I think they're captured by politics. And when you're watching TV shows and movies, you shouldn't be captured by politics. It's sad, but
I think it's more their
what's
audience.
going on?
I think it's more their audience because everyone is just just like they'll complain about how lots of like the star like the Hollywood stars and actors and stuff like that will just get captured by their audience and just say whatever they think that people that like them want them to say. I think that they do that now, and they've gotten so into it and they're good at it now that it's hard to get out of that. It's hard to get out of that cage that they've put themselves into.
I think a very interesting thing to say, and that's a small tangent I will have here. I think it's important to have a cultural discussion and to talk about pop culture in general and cultural stuff. It's important to talk about it, but I think my issues with them is they mash both together. Every streams, every videos they are making, they need to tie that to the culture war, and that bothers me so much because with them you cannot enjoy any more media as long as it's made by Hollywood. You cannot enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's sad. It's sad because again, I agree with some of their talking point, but I don't agree with how they do things.
I do actually think that they're turning into the Hollywood that they really hate. That the things that they're hating, they're turning into because of all the stuff that they're doing. They're actually doing all the same things, but just against Hollywood. So it's like,
say,
okay. And now that I see that, it's like, oh no, don't do that, please. No, I know exactly what you're going to say now. Then what is your if I can tell you what your opinion is going to be before we even talk, does your opinion matter to me? That should be the cultural relevance. Relevance.
I would say something.
Speaking like you guys now, I'm listening to you.
For what you said before, one thing, cinema is politic. Like or not, cinema is politic. Is the fact. Okay, And if you don't like that, you don't like the MCU at all, because you start with politics. Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2 are all politic movie. And the way you see that, and today is more hypocrite that other thing, because all stuff cinema done or politic the way or the other. The some stuff you like, some stuff you not like, because you have your own vision of politics. You have your side, you right or the left side, whatever. Once one movie or TV show talk the politics on the other side of the horse, you don't like it because it's not the same vision you have. And is it normal? It's not because today is different. Cinema is politic, and it always be. It's not new thing today. It just is more irrelevant today because the politic, because the internet, politics is more bigger than before. We won't talk about that because Facebook, because X, etc. Uh, every day, everybody talk about politics because the internet is bigger than before, but it already existed. And in the end, cinema is politics. You can change that. It's just to be open mind, and I am open mind. I accept some stuff both side, because I know left or right are not bad, good side. It's just two different sides, and if you can see that, that's the moment you start to be hateful about the movie, about the TV show, about stuff, because you can see other than your own vision. That's the problem has to be about politics. Not the problem is the movie or the TV show.
I will piggyback on what you said with two final comments before I continue with my review. So the first comment is comics were freaking political.
Yeah.
I'm no socialist, but I love Green Arrow. But I'm no socialist, like I strongly disagree with the guy policies, but I love the characters. So that's one thing. Now the other thing, another great example, I love the movie X that came out with Mia Goth, and I strongly disagree with most of the messaging with that trilogy, and especially X. I think X bothered me a lot. Like, some of the theme and idea got under my skin, but the overall movie was good, and I still enjoyed it despite that thing where I'm like, that's stupid. I don't like it, but the movie is good. So that was what I wanted to add on that tangent. So to get back to Agatha All Along, that was one of the few TV shows I actually ended up watching as it was coming out. And again, I will say it. We did a 2-hour video about it, so I will try to bring something new I didn't add in.
You should link it in the description after we're done.
Yeah, that's definitely what I will be doing. But that's a 2-hour video, really going in detail with each single episode, with Dre's cameo and Matt cameo, so that will be fresher. So now I will have something different now. So I will say the ranking of the episodes for me in Agatha All Along. In last place, we got episode 3, that's my least favorite, with a 6.5 out of 10. In 8th place, episode 1 with a 7.5 out of 10. In 7th place, episode 2 with a 8. In 6th place, episode 8 with a 9.7. In 5th place, episode 4 with a 9.7. Episode 6 with a 9.7. And in 3rd place, we got episode 5 with a 9.7. And my two favorite episodes are 9 and 7. I don't know what's up with these numbers. So I gave 10 to these two episodes. These were my favorite episodes, and now I just read Matt, so I will try to speed up what I wanted to say on that, and then we will jump into the rotten stuff quickly. And I think overall my issues with the season were the pacing. I thought wasn't great. It's funny because I was watching at 1.5 speed, and I feel like it should have been the way it should have been done. It's sad when you're like spacing so bad that you need to watch it sped up. That's how I feel about the pacing of that show. The humor was 50-50. Lots of humor actually didn't land to me, and it bothered me because it tried so hard to be funny. My third issue was some of the dialogue was horrendous, and I thought the characters overall were kind of forgettable. They were just there to die. It's sad, but that's how I felt about Agatha all along. Now, the strength, most of the lore was cool, the action and the music were great, the CGI was decent considering how much there was. Aubrey Plaza playing Aubrey Plaza carried around the show on her shoulders. Agatha was likable in that's how I feel. I thought there was more good than bad. Uh, Again, my opinion overall didn't change that much. I just remember the music more. And now we will dive deep into the rotten tomato part of Agatha all along, because we are approaching the end of that stream very soon. So I will screen share. There we go.
Yeah, I got to go in 12 minutes.
Oh, okay. We will speed up things then. Instead of reading 4 comments of each, we'll only read 2 comments of each. 84, the critique. 82, the audience. Any reaction to this, Matt or Doberman?
No, I don't hate that. And do you know what? The people who went into watching Agatha All Along very likely watched WandaVision and wanted to see where her story would go and stuff like that.
Except it's your MTT.
No, but you went into it knowing it was going to be the end of WandaVision was really dark, and it hit you really hard, and it's like, whoa, that, oh my god, this, wow. And Agatha was it was lighthearted at the first like 5 episodes. I can remember off the top of my head. It was,
yeah,
it had fun. It showed a lot of like random cool things where they were going in where's the Witch's Way? Is that what it's called? The Witch's Way?
the Witch's Road.
Witch's Road, yeah. And going down there and having these it was like a comic book. It was they took you on an amazing adventure.
Yeah, amazing. So, critic consensus. The marvelous Catherine Anne is backed up by a coven of memorable performer. I disagree with that, but hey, she was great. This I agree. In this MCU spin-off that refreshingly concocts its own distinct brew. Any comments on that, guys?
I agree for this. The Kathleen Han is perfect in the role in the TV show, and you have some interesting performance. And in the end, this show is a great experience and a continuation of WandaVision. So yeah,
amazing. Doberman. Anything else to add? On
there was only 3 memorable characters. Everyone else, like.
Aubrey Plaza.
I remember the bald black woman who ran the store. I can't remember anything she said at all. The Asian, I know there was an Asian girl in there too.
Yeah.
I don't remember her at all. I don't know anything. I can't even remember any action scene or any interaction she had with any other character whatsoever. So
wow.
so not memorable to me, but hey, you know, if I rewatched it, I might remember them.
Maybe not. I did rewatch it and I still didn't remember. Anyway, the first 2 critique. The first one being Alan Sebinwall from the Rolling Stone. That's a fresh score. If Agatha All Along was really the close of a chapter, it was Nixon on arcing back and arguably the best in Feiji's tenure. Would you agree, Matt?
Yeah, like I say, it's one of the best Disney Marvel TV show up there, and yeah, it's a new chapter of the WandaVision. Not perfect for all he tried to do. Like I said before, the start is pretty slow, but the end is very strong. So that saved all the TV show. But yeah.
Elena Dr. Min, Time Magazine, with another fresh score. Schaffer seems to be one of the few writers working in the superhero realm who understand that emotional revelation are far more compelling than CGI magic. We can only hope that her influence continues to expand.
Oh my god, I have a lot to say about that.
Go for it.
Oh my god. The quote unquote emotional revelations were all fake. I know, and I remember this. The boy that was in there was a fake Scarlet Witch son that was just made. That was just completely made up, like out of the ether by death. And having Agatha Harkness fall in, I was always in love with you, but I just forgot that I was in love with you, and now we're back together. That had nothing to do with any part of the story up until that point. Up until that point, they even fought in the first 2 episodes. There was no actual like sexual tension. There was no like, hey, do you remember me? Or alluding to it until the last episode. It's like, what? How is this? How were there emotional revelations? What were the emotional revelations? No. And it was so CGI heavy that it was all green screen. The only parts that weren't green screen were inside the house before the witches wrote.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like that's the most. You didn't watch the show. Like, why are these reviews like this where you obviously didn't watch the show? You're contradicting yourself in so many ways.
So now the audience, Bait and Jay, half a star, horrible and boring show. Very
no, definitely not boring. Definitely not boring.
And I will say, on. Like, when you give half a star, give more reason. Otherwise, I don't believe you.
Agreed.
4 out of 5. That's a 8. They fumbled hard with marketing, calling it the gayest show ever. Most people didn't give it a chance. Any thoughts on that, Doberman? Especially you, because I know you're deep into the culture war stuff.
Do you know what? I didn't care about that. I hate that that interviewer so much. All he does is just try to get sound bites. So really, anything that if he asks you a question, don't even listen to the person he's talking to. It's meaningless. And we've known that since like 2017. Like, he works for Variety. It's like, it's like the gayest show ever. When you were on the show, did you really like be able to change with all the other women in the change room before you went out on set? It's like, okay, shut up, dude. Nobody cares about your opinion or what you're asking people about because you're just being a retard. But most people didn't give it a chance because Disney Plus was on the downturn. Nobody was paying extra money, and it was right before Agatha All Along came up, where they increased their price by $4 a month. So it was like, okay, maybe I don't want to spend this. Maybe I'll just pirate it. Because right now, I'm not saying I pirate all these crazy shows all the time, but if I just go online and I find a streaming site
there's too much streaming
I can just watch it. And now
I cannot wait for the bubble to burst.
It's gonna. That's
anyway,
why Paramount. That's why Paramount right now is so desperate in getting spin-off shows for Yellowstone, because they need something to keep the money flowing in, because they went from getting like $6 billion a year just from what's called subscriptions. Now they're down to 850,000.
For Paramount, he want her to be bigger with this platform, and the most TV show people watch for Paramount is the Star Trek universe, the Yellowstone universe. We have some people follow it. It's not as big as the Star Trek TV show. We have so much Star Trek TV show actually. Same for the Yellowstone universe, but that's not unique about the Yellowstone. Paramount do that for each big franchise they have on TV.
So I guess now we will go to the conclusion on Agatha All Along and then the outro. So I will ask you, is there anything else you didn't mention, Matt, that you'd like to share, and then give the score out of 10?
I think I say all I want to say about this TV show. Like I say, I really like it. I feel this show doesn't have the love it deserves to have. This is a good continuation of Wandavision and Kathleen Ann is perfect again in the role. And I want to see more Earl and more of the dead played by Aubrey Plaza in the future. For me, it's not as good as WandaVision. WandaVision was so unique when it was released. There's so many creativity in it. It's one of creativity, but not the same way. For me, it's an 8 of 10 for this TV show. I like it. It's one of the best Marvel MCU TV show up there. Like I said, I want to see the future with the Vision Quest, and I hope the conclusion will be perfect for all the three parts. So yeah.
Amazing. So now I will ask the Doberman, is there anything else you'd like to add before sharing your score out of 10 for Agatha All Along?
Watching Aubrey Plaza and Catherine Hahn, who I had huge crushes on, make out at the end of the show. Great. I liked it. That's fine. Then I found out that Aubrey Plaza murdered her husband, and I'm like, damn it. You're even more hot now. I don't want to be your husband, but I think you're hot. That's fine. I will say I liked watching the show. I really wish Mephisto would have been in the show. I really wish Mephisto would have been in the show, just as like a counter to death, just for the death at the end, just so Mephisto would have been kind of like the trickster while they were going through the Witch's Road. And
you were lagging.
The Scarlet Witch is like the Scarlet Witch's fake son. He pissed me off throughout the entire show, but I could turn my brain off whenever he was talking. It was fine. I just wanted to see cool visuals, them going through like hard like trials of weird things that were going on, like witches would obviously do, and they did that. And you know what? I will take it. It's like getting a diner steak. It's a 6.8 out of 10, and you wouldn't complain about it, but you wouldn't if I wouldn't recommend it.
I'm right in the middle of you. I will give a 7.5 out of 10. Overall, that was a good show, I think. It had flaws. It also had enjoyable parts. Now, this is the outro. What do you have going on your end of the internet, and Matt?
Like usual, I see stuff and I write about it, but in French, so not for your audience. Other than that, I have a basic life. So I work, I game, I see a movie, and I repeat that each week. So nothing new for me.
Amazing. Well, what about you, Doberman? What do you have going on?
I'm just about to do some gardening and go play with my puppy dog, and then I've got some other family things to do, and some other things, but I'll keep them off stream. But
amazing.
Yeah, everything's going crazy and sideways, but that's when life is fun.
I feel you. Now, in my end of the internet, well, tomorrow a Michael movie review, because I've seen Michael. I enjoyed it. It's not perfect by any means, but that was a fun experience. Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we react to things with the dragon. He is choosing the topics because he knows best what's interesting to cover. Friday is The Boys, Season 5, Episode 3, 4, and 5 reviews with the dragon again, but this is a bit later. This will be 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Outside of that, well, next week on Tuesday, we got Loki Season 1 and 2, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's the planning. I will also be doing some gaming, some Splinter Cell at some point, and yeah, that's what's going on the channel. And with this, thank you guys. I had a great time. That was a great show. And we are out very soon. There's just that missing outro. We are out.
Yeah, that blue podcast. Come check the scene. Movies old and new. Know what I mean? The Red Blue Podcast. Come check the scene. movies old and new. Know what I mean?